2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's Friday the 3rd of September and it's International Bacon Day. And a big happy birthday to Pauline Collins, Charlie Sheen, Gareth Southgate and Fern Cotton. As the Taliban prepare to announce the formation of a new government for Afghanistan, the row over who knew what and when continues in the UK, with Defence Secretary Ben Wallace putting the spotlight firmly on Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab. In a Spectator interview, Ben Wallace says the government knew the game was up in July, but Dominic out-of-office Raab didn't have the same impression when he spoke to ITV News from Qatar.
Throughout, until very late, the essential assessment had been that Kabul wouldn't fall until after the end of August and the evacuation of Allied troops, and indeed there'd be a steady deterioration throughout the remaining part of the year. So we were all working to the same set of assumptions.
Boris was back from his not holiday and defending his foreign secretary.
I think it's been clear for many months that the situation could go very fast, and there have also been suggestions, as you know, that the Afghan National Defence Force might hold on for longer.
There were 38,154 new cases of COVID-19 yesterday and 178 additional deaths. And as schools return, Yvonne Doyle, Medical Director for Public Health England, has warned that we can expect the level of cases to rise again.
We would expect to see some cases coming through because we'll be testing for them. But that's the right thing because we want to pick them up so that we reduce the disruption to education in schools.
Already, schools have led to a spike in cases in Scotland and pupils return to school without some of the mitigation measures such as bubbles and masks they had before the summer break. There's also a concern over the levels of ventilation in older school buildings. But Education Secretary Gavin Williamson says the government's working to balance the risk with the benefits of a more normal educational experience.
We've been trying to strike that sensible balance, a balance towards recognising how important it is for children to be able to get an education, but while dealing with a pandemic. And it's really important for us that children are having as normal a pre-pandemic education experience as possible.
God, this poor person's flowing. Oh my God, this is terrible.
The United States continues to suffer the after effects of Storm Ida, and at least 58 people have now died as the hurricane first hit New Orleans and then dumped a month of rainfall on the East Coast in just hours. A state of emergency has been declared in New York and New Jersey after flash flooding, and New York Governor Kathy Hochul says this kind of weather is the new normal.
Because of climate change, unfortunately, this is something we're going to have to deal with great regularity, and we want to assure all New Yorkers that we're prepared for this and we'll do everything we can in our power to protect human life and property.
And US President Joe Biden says the evidence could not be clearer that climate change is now a real issue.
Past few days of Hurricane Ida and the wildfires in the West and the unprecedented flash floods in New York and New Jersey is yet another reminder that these extreme storms and the climate crisis are here.
There was a surprise guest at the GQ Awards on Wednesday night as Prince Harry popped up in full tuxedo on Zoom to present the Heroes Award. And it went to Professor Sarah Gilbert, Dr. Catherine Green and the team behind the Oxford vaccine. He also took the opportunity to call for greater vaccine equality and more help for the developing world where only 2% of people have been vaccinated.
Until every community can access the vaccine and until every community is connected to trustworthy information about the vaccine, then we are all at risk. That's a common refrain that my wife and I have heard in convenings with vaccine experts, heads of industry, community advocates and global leaders.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Tom Cruise is really annoyed again, and my, ABBA are back, right after this.
You're listening to the Smart 7. If you're enjoying it, you might also like the Smart 7 Ireland edition. Just search and follow us on your favourite podcast platform. Last night saw England in World Cup qualifying action facing Hungary in Budapest and coming away with a 4-0 win, which included a goal from captain Harry Kane and racist abuse again from the Hungarian fans. There was more history made at the Tokyo Paralympics on day 9 as Dame Sarah Storey became Britain's greatest ever Paralympian. She picked up a 17th gold medal and she's still looking forward to competing in Paris in 2024.
It's very, very hard to put into words. I've worked for this for such a long time. So now we've finished all 3, I'm like, we're finished. I'm going home tomorrow. I'll be at home tomorrow evening. It's very strange. So I'm hoping that over the course of the next few hours, and the next day before I get home, it starts to sink in.
She even got a special message from home on BBC Breakfast.
Well done, Mummy.
The impact of the COVID-19 pandemic was felt again yesterday by the entertainment industry as not 1 but 2 Tom Cruise movies got postponed. Both the Top Gun sequel and the new Mission Impossible 7 have been delayed by at least 6 months as Paramount fears COVID numbers will impact the box office. It's particularly ironic as Tom went viral late last year after catching members of the crew failing to meet all of the COVID safety requirements on set.
You're back there in Hollywood making movies right now because of us! Because they believe in us and what we're doing! I'm on the phone with every studio at night! Insurance companies! We are creating thousands of jobs!
There was good news for fans of Swedish pop music yesterday as Benny, Bjorn, Agnetha and Frida reformed. Yup, ABBA are back with a new album called ABBA Voyage, their first in 40 years. They're also putting on a hologram concert at a specially built venue in London. The show will feature avatars. And it's been created by George Lucas's Industrial Light and Magic using motion capture and 160 cameras. Benny says the whole process of getting back into the ABBA groove was really surprisingly easy.
New album. After 40 years, it is absolutely incredible.
First it was just 2 songs. And then we said, well, maybe we should do, a few others. What do you say, girls? And they say, yeah. Then I asked them, well, why don't we just do a whole album?
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.
Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.